Well, hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the release stream for 3.13. This will be our last release for Pathfinder 2e for Foundry version 9, and we've got a couple of cool things to get in. And so, in keeping with the spirit of me continuing to try and do this quickly and not bore you too badly, hopefully all the audio is actually working this time. I went and changed all the settings, and it seems like nobody's yelling that it isn't working. So yay, I'm learning how to stream. Who knows, maybe in V10 that'll be my time and I'll actually get all of this right. Well, so with that, why don't we head to the plane of Earth and see what we've got today for our latest update. So we're going to start way down here with our good friends from before, Kazakh and Valeros. So a couple of cool things to show off. First, I've decided Kazakh's going to have some innate divine healing. Why? Well, we've done something really, really cool with spells. So watch what happens now when I cast my heal spell. You'll see that the healing spell now has all the different variants. So you want to do a 1-action, 2-action, or 3-action heal? You absolutely can. You can target living, you can target undead. There's the fortitude save that'll pop up. And so now it's all built into the spells. So if you're using heal spells, you will have to replace them. They will now have this thing. So for those of you who homebrew, under details at the bottom, you'll see there's spell variants that you can add in, and it can have different effects. It'll automatically generate the different variants. So here you see the scaling for a normal heal spell is heightened +1, 1d8. The formula is 1d8 positive. But if I do a 2-action healing for living, here's the variant entry. So 1d8 +8 heightened, 1d8 +8 original. This is just coming into the system. Not every spell has all of its variants in yet. Some of them are particularly tricky. Shadow Blast, I am looking at you. But that is now in the system, and that's something that we can do. So yeah, we can heal versus living. So it'll pop over to the new spell, and you click on healing. Otherwise, we can switch to a different variant. I meant to heal versus undead. So there we go. I can still roll damage. And there's the fortitude save button. So all cool stuff that already exists. Shadow Blast. Let's just say Shadow Blast coming soon, maybe. It's going to be kind of nasty because you have to choose the save, and the save can be selected independently, and there's different area templates, and there are different types of damage. It's an absolute mess. But I figure if we can implement that, we can implement pretty much any spell. Paizo, if you're listening, please don't take that as a challenge. So that's our first thing for the night. Next, something cool that's sort of been teased a little bit. Let's take Kazakh here, and if I go and I look at what he knows, let's hop over to the skills. You'll see that I didn't stat him out completely. And you know what? I feel like Kazakh is somebody who he'd be pretty inspiring. So why don't we make him a marshal? So let's give him the marshal dedication. Whoa! Well, you look that now Kazakh over here, he now has a permanent aura, because as a marshal, you have a 10-foot emanation permanently. You get a +1 status bonus to saving effects thrown against fear. If Valeros comes here and we move him into the aura, well, Valeros now has the effect of the martial aura on him. When he moves out or Kazakh moves away, it goes away. So Kazakh, he can also apparently cast fear. So why don't we try that out? For both of them in the circle, roll their saves. And you see Marshal's Aura +1, Martial Aura +1. Now, if we take Valeros and we move him outside of the circle, we'll roll that save again. Same save again. This time, Valeros does not get the bonus. So, questions. Does this work with spells like Bless? Not yet. It's going to take us some time. It's going to be a lot of data entry. This is proof of concept. If you want to go and automate it, it's entirely possible to do now. And it's just, this is us saying, hey, we've built it into the system and now it works. Bless is going to be trickier. It's going to take longer because if you sustain it, you can increase the size of the aura. We haven't done anything like that yet. But anything that's a static aura, anything that you can drag on or off, It's entirely possible now. There will be a workflow. Rather than dragging on the effect itself, you'll have to drag on a new aura type effect. The permanent ones are a little bit easier. There's lots of changes that are going to happen, but this is, hey, we can do this now, not, hey, everything is automated, let's all go and do everything. And I saw on the stream that it works, so obviously everything works, because it's not that simple. There's lots more to go on, especially effects that enemies have that you have to save against. There's still a lot more work to be done with the system, but this is just first step. Some stuff works, and that's kind of awesome, and it's all automated, and it's going to go. You know, can we do this for lots of other things? Sure. Are there other possibilities? We could make an infinite sized aura that perhaps you'll be able to apply a scouting bonus. So if you drag the scouting effect on, then it sets an aura for all your allies. Speaking of which, people have said, you know, with the NPCs being able to set whether they're allied or not, that's awesome. Well, we can now configure PCs the exact same way. So they can be neutral, opposition, party, or the ownership default. So if the PC is owned by a party member, it will default to being part of the party. If it is not assigned, it will default to being in opposition. But it's a setting. You could set it to be part of the party. You just have to do that manually. It's just not the default. So there you go. Additionally, for certain PCs, especially if you're using a PC sheet to create an NPC, you might not want, or you may want, the basic unarmed attack. So you can now toggle it on or off. So if you want your players to only have a fist strike if they literally have a fist strike, then you can leave this on. Otherwise, if you turn it off, that default attack or an unarmed strike will just go away. So that's all built in now too. So Kazakh feeling pretty proud. Let's say he's going to level up. Let's, for the sake of it, make him level 7. So we'll set him at 80 hit points right now, so he's at full hit points, and go to level 7. Well, you see now his hit points go up as well. He goes up to 108, and it maxes out. So when you level up now, the hit points that you are missing will now be added. So let's say he was at 102 hit points, and we go to level 8. He'll still be missing those 6 hit points. So it's sort of true. So you don't have to now figure out, well, how many was he supposed to get from his con modifier? Very, very helpful. It's a small quality of life thing, but one that's pretty cool. Going along with this, let's say he gets drained. So we go drained, and you see it knocks him down the number of hit points, and he loses the correct amount. Drain 2, well, now he's down another set, but he's still 6 below what his maximum is, the way drain should work. Now let's say I lose one of my steps of drained. My max hit points go up, but I don't gain those hit points back. And no longer drained, well, he's still going to have to rest before he feels better. So drained is now functioning the way that it's supposed to, and that wasn't a small thing to do, so lots of effort by some pretty impressive coders. So we go back. Everyone saw this from last time. Level 1 boost, level 5 boost, but a lot of people said, hey, we want gradual ability boosts. Okay, we can do that. To do that, you just need to go into your settings, go to the system settings, and we're going to turn on the gradual ability boost variant rules. Once we do that, we go to edit our character, and you'll see now levels 2 to 5. And so for levels 7 to 10, once we level up with the ability boost on, we can now select our boost. We go up to level 8, and we can select our next boost. Go up to level 9, we can select our next boost. So because you are changing a core setting, this will only take effect on level up. One of the other things that we did add in as well, voluntary flaws. So now if there is a stat that you have, like say you want a dwarf who is never going to use wisdom, well, we can add a flaw, but technically it was already boosted. So you can add 2 flaws and then add to somewhere else that you want that isn't already boosted. In theory, you can also boost the same flaw. I don't know why you would do that, but it is now covered. But you can offset your charisma flaw. So there you go. You can have the most charismatic dwarf now. So just another quality of life thing that people were asking for, and through a little bit of coding was able to be delivered. So those are sort of the cool PC side stuff that was added with this release. Next neat little one, why don't we create a new NPC actor? One of the pains for creating an NPC, let's say he's level 5, we'll give him a strength score of 4 and a dex score of 5, because that'll matter. I want to generate strikes. Making attacks is a pain. What we've done, though, is let's give him a short sword. You'll now see that NPCs have this little lightning bolt icon. This will let you generate an attack automatically. What this will do is take all the traits of the short sword, generate the attack, set a strike to a value that we sort of think is kind of reasonable or kind of close, set basic damage based on the stats of the weapon, and it's already ready to go. Chances are you'll want to go and tweak this, but let's say, you know what, it's a level 5 character, he's pretty advanced, why don't we make him have a +1 striking weapon? So we can regenerate the strike. It'll say, hey, do you want to generate a new strike? Absolutely. Now you see that it's, did I not? Yes, replace it. That's not right. It adds the magical trait. It should be making that 2d6. I don't know why it isn't right now. It was before. In any case, with the striking rune, it should sort of add that on, but you'll see it's also added the magical trait because you now have a rune. And so things sort of get automated as you go along. Like I said, is it perfect? No, but it makes it so that you don't have to enter all of these details yourself, and it's a huge time savings. And speaking of time savings, we have done a lot of data entry. So you'll see Bloodlords, it's in. Dark Archive, it's in. Well, not really. It will be in soon. We'll be pushing it to the repository very shortly. The data entry is done, but as street date's not for a couple of days, we're not putting in anything yet, but it will all be in. Will it be fully automated? Absolutely not. It takes time to build automation, especially a lot of the custom automation that goes along with both the Psychic and Thaumaturge classes. So the data will be there. It will be playable, but there will be a lot of automation that will be coming in the following weeks. I mean, we don't get advanced copies of all of the books from Paizo, so there's only so much that we can do. But you will have all the data in, ready to go. The other big one, I'm happy to report that we are now PFS complete. Every single PFS NPC is done, all the way up to everything that'll be hosted at Gen Con, so all the way to 4-03. The only thing at Gen Con that we won't have in is Bounty number 20, because Bounty number 20 isn't being run on any Foundry systems. So that amount of NPCs to get PFS caught up is the equivalent of Bestiaries 2 and 3 put together. There are a lot of custom variants. So it was a big push to get this all done before Gen Con. So my thanks to the data entry leads, particularly to Kale, who I snowed under with merge request after merge request to get this all finished. So it's something that we can all be pretty proud for. And those are the things that we have added into the system for this round. Bloodlords will be coming out. The finishing touches are being put on by Sigil. I don't know if it'll be out for Thursday or not for release day, because contracting from Paizo came back a little bit late, so work couldn't start until we had all the pieces together. But if not for Thursday, then very, very shortly afterwards. The other big announcement for everybody out there, Roll for Combat is doing its next series its next Kickstarter. So it'll have Battlezoo Eldamon, which is these cute guys off to the side. You can see those plushies. It's one of the stretch rewards. You can get yourself some cute plushies that were featured on the Foundry stream actually a couple of days ago. There is the Battlezoo Bestiary coming out for the Strange and Unusual Creatures. And then the one that I'm most excited about is the Battlezoo Ancestries, where if you kickstart it, you will end up getting every month a new PDF that will let you have a new playable ancestry. And if you buy this, you automatically get a module for Foundry, and every month you'll be able to update that and just bang, have the next ancestry ready to go in your system, which is a pretty cool feature. All of these will be coming. I think the Battlezoo Ancestries line is the only one where the Foundry integration will come for free. The other ones I think there's a nominal charge for, but seeing how much work the data entry guys have to do to make it happen, definitely worth it. Well, I mean, you've seen what's come from the Bestiaries. Additionally, they've got the cool card game. This year, I think it's Fire and Ice is the theme, and so there'll be a whole 5 sets worth of cards. It's non-collectible, so when you buy it, you get all the cards, and then it's all about building the deck from that. It's not a Magic the Gathering clone where, you get 10,000 lands that are all common. And lastly, the Kickstarter has just started. If you order for the rest of today or tomorrow, you get a free dice case. So that's kind of cool. With that is all I have for this stream. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to quickly answer some. This will be our last release for version 9. There might be a couple of bug fix releases, but after this, we're moving on to version 10 of Foundry. So we're going to try and make this one nice and stable. Please do not update to version 10 of Foundry yet. We do not have a system that's sort of ready to go. It will happen soon, just not right now. We'll let everyone know when it's safe to try and upgrade. There's additionally a module that you can get that was made by Arcanist on the Foundry Discord, and that will let you know if the modules that you use are up to date and ready to go. So please install that module before you upgrade to see if all the modules that you think are that important are going to be ready. I don't think pings or pings and pointers will ever be ready because they're going to be superseded by the system. Maybe they'll update them, I don't know. But there's a couple of modules that will be, we'll say, dying off. Can the Kickstarter link be posted in chat? Absolutely, if I can find it again. If you give me a second, I will happily post it. Which, if I was smart, I would have sort of just already done this. I think it's this one. Yes. So in chat. Or somebody already did. Any hints of what's to come in B10? No. We really haven't decided. More Aura stuff. A lot of the automation to the Dark Archives will be coming. That'll sort of be first up. There are a couple other things kind of in the pipeline. I'm not going to point them out. Maybe when I do a V10 intro stream, I'll give a little bit more of an idea of where we plan on going with it. Other than that, I'll wait another minute. If there's anyone who has any questions, I'm happy to answer it. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful evening, happy gaming, and if you're going to Gen Con, pick up a couple of the online tables. I know that some of the games that I'm running still have some space, so... Well, with that, I wish everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this informative, and I guess we'll see you next stream.